Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. This is Tanush, and this is again the retrograde season. Jupiter, the planet of optimism, the planet of positivity, growth, right? And the Kark of second house, fifth house, seventh house, 11th house, one of the most important planet is going to go retrograde in the sign of Taurus. And this is going to happen on 9th of October, and Jupiter will be in the retrograde motion till 4th of February, so almost like 119 to 120 days, which is a huge time. So this is the retrograde motion of the Jupiter, and we'll be discussing the results of this retrograde Jupiter for all the ascendants. Now before we start, again I would like to mention these two things. One is, a lot depends upon how Jupiter is placed in your chart, whether it is a functional malefic, functional benefic, which dasha you are going through. And if you are going through Jupiter Mahadasha or Jupiter Antardasha, then this transit is going to be one of the most important event in your life, because it's going to impact you hugely. And in general also, because Jupiter is one of the most important planet, obviously it has impact on all the ascendants. But if you are going through Jupiter Mahadasha, then this is going to be one of the most important events. Now generally in astrology it is said that when malefic planets or Papak Graha like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, of course Rahu and Ketu are always retrograde, but Mars, so these kind of malefic planets, when they go retrograde, they give a lot of tough times to all the people. So the result can be positive or negative, that's a different thing, we are not talking about that, but they generally give a lot of obstacles, tough time, rework and all the things. But when positive planets like Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, so when they go retrograde, so it's a different thing. So what happens is, the principle will be same. So we'll be reworking on things which we missed. Some of the hidden karma or some of the karma from the past life will come before us, and we will have to work on that. But the result is going to be positive. So this is what in general it is said in astrology, that whenever a benefic planet goes retrograde, then it always gives a positive result. Right, so this is a general saying, but we have to be very specific. So we'll discuss ascendant by ascendant and what kind of result Jupiter is going to give. Now I generally mention the timestamps for all the ascendants in my description section. So if you just want to go and listen to the results for your specific ascendant, you can go in the description section, click on the link, and the video will go to that part, right? And you can listen directly to your specific ascendant. Now, as we all know, Jupiter in Taurus generally is about wealth management, right? So there are many other things, but specifically it's about wealth management, it's about family, it's about inheritance, right? Many other things, but more specifically it's about wealth management. So when Jupiter goes retrograde, the main focus would be on wealth management again. So let's get started. So for Aries ascendant, Jupiter is retrograde in the second house, which is the house of wealth, and Jupiter is the lord of your 9th and 12th house. So one of the best planet for you, it is the lord of your 9th house, lord of your fortune, right, lord of your bhagya, one of the most important planet for you. And from there it's going to go retrograde in the second house. It is aspecting your 6th, 8th and 10th house. So what's going to happen is, so this transit is a good transit for you guys. Now you will re-strategize actually different ways to increase your monetary gains, right? So you look at different opportunities, and during this period, if you were looking for job change and it was not happening, or if you are planning to start something new, some new business, and somehow it got delayed during this transit of Jupiter, so then during this period actually you can actually see things working out. So if you were planning for a job change, yes, this is a right time, I would say. So what happens when Jupiter is retrograde? It's very close to Earth and it gives results very, very fast. So we can see during these 120 days, you will get good results. Specifically, if you are looking for a job change, you are planning to start something new, which can be anything, right? So this is the right time. And now one thing, because it is aspecting the 8th house, you can expect some sudden events during this period where you will have to work upon it. Your relationship with your in-laws will be strained during this period, and even at workplace it might seem that you are not comfortable, and that would become a driving force for you to look for a change. So it can be changed to a new organization, or you might look out for a new role or a new domain, new stream of work. So right, it depends upon how Jupiter is placed, where it is transiting. But overall, it's a wonderful transit for you. Even though some hidden karma is going to come, some things which you missed will come before you. You will have to work upon that. But ultimately, the result is going to be quite positive, right? So wonderful thing for you. Again, you will find different means of improving your wealth. You will try to get together with the family. Any strained relationship in the family, you will work out, you will talk to people, and things will actually improve a lot. Any inheritance issues which were pending from long time, and if there is some court cases due to this, so during this period you will see it will actually speed up, and it might go in your favor, right? So for Aries ascendant, it's going to be one of the very good transits. Now for Taurus ascendant, this retrograde motion of Jupiter is happening in your Lagna. So when Jupiter is in the Lagna, it is quite positive, it's quite powerful. So for you, it is aspecting the best houses, the 5th house, the 7th house, and the 9th house. So these three very good houses the Jupiter becomes the Karaka for these three houses, and it is aspecting these three houses. So again, for Taurus ascendant, it's one of the best transits, I would say. Now, one thing for Taurus ascendant, Jupiter becomes the lord of your 8th house and 11th house. So 11th house again is the house of gains, is the house of opportunities, networking, promotion. So all these things will come in focus now. Now Saturn is in the 10th house in retrograde motion, which is telling again that you have missed something. You need to do some rework. You need to re-strategize your way of working and look out for new opportunities. But when Jupiter goes retrograde, because it's a lord of the 11th house, it will actually give you a lot of energy, lot of optimism to look out for change. And you should be actually taking up any new opportunity which comes your way during this period, right? So good opportunity, good transit. Now Jupiter being the lord of your 8th house, when it comes in the Lagna, what happens is whenever the lord of 8th house comes to the Lagna, it exposes some of the health issues. And if you had any health issues and you neglected them, then this is the time where the 8th house lord will say, hey, these are the issues and you have been neglecting this from long time, so this is the time for you to fix them, right? So don't neglect any health issues. So nothing serious, but if you had any health issues, don't neglect them, because Jupiter is going to bring that before you, and it is expecting you to work upon it. So it might be anything, right? Maybe your sugar levels are up, your blood pressure is high, your cholesterol levels are high, because Jupiter is a Karaka of all these things, right? Especially cholesterol and everything. So maybe your cholesterol, your triglyceride levels are high, and then Jupiter expects you to actually work on it. Do jogging, walking, swimming, whatever, hit the gym, right? So Jupiter is expecting that from you. So yes, you will have to work upon your health during this period. Now, because it is going retrograde in the first house also represents your personality. So you will see during this period that your personality will become very bold. You will become a little bit aggressive, which is needed, which is the need of the time, I would say, because Saturn in the 10th house retrograde is also expecting you to do something new, right? So for Taurus ascendant, it's not a bad transit, it's a good transit. Jupiter will actually make you look at different ways of earning money. Look out for change, look out for opportunities, or start something new, learn something new with, which will actually be a parallel source of income, I would say. So if you had any ideas of starting something new, right time, just start doing it or start planning for it. Good transit for Taurus ascendant. Now for Gemini ascendant, this is little tricky. So Jupiter is retrograde in the 12th house. It is the lord of your 7th and 10th house. One of the most important planets for you is Jupiter. And from the time Jupiter has been to your 12th house is a tricky house. Jupiter is, I wouldn't say it's bad there, but the philosophy of Jupiter here changes, because in natural Kal Chakra Kundali, 12th house is the house of Pisces, which is the own house of Jupiter. So when Jupiter goes here, its attitude towards life is more towards self-realization, being in isolation, trying to understand life, trying to get into spirituality. It also becomes imaginative. So it will take you to a state of kind of, I wouldn't say imaginary state, but a kind of nirvana wherein you're not affected by things and you just accept things as it is, right? It's like, it's just going on, let it go on how it is. So that is the state Jupiter brings in when it is in the 12th house. So it's very good for spirituality, people who are in, profession wherein they have to have imagination, fiction and all these things. This transit is very good actually. But from the perspective of your profession, this is not a very good transit. So already you might be experiencing a lot of hardships or a state of dissatisfaction at your work. You may not be happy doing what you are, because Saturn, which is also your Bhagya Karaka, the lord of your fortune, is retrograde in the 9th house. And Saturn has given tough times, especially for Gemini ascendant, and it's still giving. But I think on 15th of November it's going to go direct. So that is a time when you'll get a lot of relief. So I have seen few charts of Gemini ascendants. They are kind of very busy due to the retrograde motion of Saturn. I have talked to people. They are saying, they never traveled so much for work. They are having to do a lot of hard work. Things are not working. Things are getting postponed. They're having to put a lot of efforts, but things are not working. So just hang on, because Saturn's retrograde motion in your 9th house is giving you all these hardships, right? So once you hit November, at least the first week of November, things are going to change. You will see a lot of relief after that due to Saturn. But now coming from the Jupiter's perspective, what happens is once Jupiter goes retrograde, right? So its tendency is to look at the 11th house, right? It also is aspecting the 6th house of job, right? So what happens is, and it is the Karaka, it's a lot of your 10th house. So if you were looking for a job change, you are frustrated in your current job, things were not happening, then during this transit of Jupiter, actually you can expect new opportunities to come your way. So again, because Saturn is in retrograde motion till 15th of November, it's going to be a little tough, but you are going to get opportunities during this period and things will work out for you. So if you get new opportunity, then just take it, because it's going to be a good one for you, right? So I know the levels of frustrations are quite high, but just wait till mid of November, things will fall in place, because this retrograde motion of Jupiter is actually a good one for you, because it's aspecting the 4th and the 6th house also. So it's going to give you new opportunities at your workplace. If things were not happening in business, so you wanted to start something, there were many hurdles in your way, things were not happening, then they will happen starting from November, right? So just hang on. Things are going to get better, and this retrograde motion of Jupiter will ease out many things. It will bring more opportunities your way. So let me put it that way. It will bring new opportunities your way for which you are longing from long time. And once Saturn goes direct, your time is going to be very powerful, because during this retrograde period of Saturn, if you have worked very, very hard, whatever Saturn bought before you worked very hard, then from starting from November, things are going to be wonderful for you. And if you skip that, then things will not be very palatable for you. Your struggle will go on for some more time, right? So Gemini Ascendant guys, this is a good one, a little tricky but good one. So hang on. From November you will see things going in your favor, right? So your levels of frustrations are high, but starting from November, things will work out for you, right? Now, Cancer Ascendant guys, this transit is happening in your 11th house. Jupiter is going to retrograde in the 11th house. So again, it will be filled with opportunities. Now, Jupiter is the lord of your 6th and 9th house. So it is not one of the best planets for you, but it is the lord of your Bhagya also. So not a bad planet for you as well, right? So what will happen is, again, once it goes retrograde in the 11th house, and already Saturn is retrograde, right, in your 8th house. So what happens is, Jupiter will now show you, where you are lacking. So places where you need to put in more efforts, and especially at your workplace, networking will be one of the major issues. So if you're not networking enough at your workplace, you're not connecting with people, you are working in silos, then you might have missed opportunities, or your growth might have been restricted. So during this period, Jupiter now exposes that, unless you network, unless you connect with people, unless you work in coordination with your team, your growth will not happen, and you will understand that and start working in that direction. You'll connect with people of authority, work with them, new opportunities of growth will come your way. If promotion was pending from quite some time, you were actually waiting for that, then during this period you will see that happening, right? So for Cancer Ascendant, it's a good one. If you had any plans to travel, either for studies or for work, and it didn't happen, then you can try again, and it surely should happen during this retrograde motion of Jupiter, right? So Saturn is also going to go direct on 15th of November. A lot of stress will actually come down, because Saturn is also giving you a lot of stress from 8th house. It is aspecting your 10th house, and it's in retrograde motion. So when the third aspect of Saturn is there, and it generally gives tough conditions at workplace, right? So again, Saturn might have given you situations, I would say opportunities to do course correction, and if you have done that, then whatever you are aspiring, then it will actually come before you, right? A good one for Cancer Ascendant, not a bad one at all. So start working in the direction, new opportunities will come your way. So start taking that. If you are due travel will happen. Now coming to Leo Ascendant, again Jupiter is going to go retrograde in your 10th house, and 10th house is house of career. So whenever Jupiter goes retrograde in the 10th house, again it brings a lot of opportunities your way. So one thing, if you were not putting in a lot of effort at your workplace or in your business, then this transit of Jupiter will actually give you opportunity to put in a lot of efforts. You have to put efforts, and that is when you will see you'll get that growth for which you are aspiring. So if you are aspiring for a new job, yes, it should happen, because Saturn is the lord of your 5th and 8th house, and it is aspecting the 2nd, 4th and the 6th house, right? So the 2nd, 10th and 6th house here is Jupiter is there in the 10th house, and Jupiter aspects your 2nd and 6th house. So all these indicates again wealth, wealth management will be one of the major thing before you, which you'll work upon, right? So you might also shift your wealth from one basket to another, from one portfolio to another, and that will be actually beneficial for you. So you'll relook at your investments and try to do the course correction, which will go in your favor, right? So opportunities are going to come. If you are planning to start something from your home, which can be anything, like a simple YouTube channel, or some new business from home, then this transit will actually help you to it will give you a lot of clarity on what you have to do and how you have to do, and then actually you can start doing that. Saturn surely is giving tough times, but again from November, starting from first week of November, you will see Saturn easing of things, and any wealth which was stuck, because Saturn is aspecting your 11th house, so any wealth which was stuck and you are not able to claim your investments or whatever it may be, once you hit first week of November, you will see the stuck wealth will actually come to you. You will be able to actually get that wealth, and you can plan to invest somewhere else, or do whatever you plan for. So for Leo, it's little challenging, I would say, because again it's a lot of your 8th house also. So at your workplace, you might have to do a little bit of research, or you might end up in a project which will where you will have to get deep into things, do a lot of research, and then you will get success, right? So not a bad one for Leo, but you will have to put in efforts. Now for Virgo Ascendant, it's going to go retrograde in your 9th house, and it is a lot of your 4th and 7th house. So for Virgo Ascendant also, Jupiter becomes one of the main planet, because it lords 2 Kendra houses, excuse me, the 4th and the 7th house. So a lot of 2 very, very important houses, and it's going to go retrograde in the 9th house. So 9th house, Jupiter is very comfortable, because it is one of the Dharmastan, right? It is the house of your principles, gurus, travel to pilgrimage, travel to different places of worship, where Jupiter becomes very comfortable, right? Now 9th house also represents higher learning, which can be spiritual and also material. So especially for students, if you were planning to travel for your higher studies, or you were appearing for competitive exams and you are not able to crack it, then during this retrograde period of Jupiter in the 9th house, you will get clarity on what you are missing. You will get clarity on what you are missing. And from 9th house, because Jupiter aspects the 3rd house of efforts, Jupiter will now make you put in extra efforts to do the course correction, and you will do the course correction and you will get success. So just be open to what Jupiter is trying to tell you. Be open to putting efforts, because that is very much needed. Now, if you are a student trying to go out of your country for higher studies, it was not happening, it will happen during this period. So again, you can start the process of applying for visa, attend visa interviews, write exams, and then you'll see, you'll get success in your fields. Now, because it is a lot of your 7th house, if you had planned for marriage, right? So this is not a very good period for that. And even if you are looking out for your partner for marriage, then this is not the right period. You might have to wait till the retrograde period is over, which is like February. So you can keep searching, but ultimately you will see that you'll hit that end of January or starting of February 2025 timeline, and that is when you will actually finalize. So don't get frustrated if it is getting postponed, because it is happening for good. So travel to places of pilgrimage, higher learning, learning, taking certifications, learning new domains, all that is indicated during this period, right? So those who are interested in spirituality, it's a wonderful time. You can look out for spiritual masters, gurus, and you'll find proper people who can guide you, right? So for Virgo ascendants, it is not a bad one, but you need to put in efforts, because from 9th house it also aspects your first house. So you'll have to reshape the way you think. You might have to improve your personality also. Also, your relationship with your children, you'll have to spend some more time with them, give them time, try to understand what are their needs. Even if you are in a relationship, romantic relationship and everything, because Jupiter is aspecting the 5th house, it is the lord of your 5th house. So you'll have to give extra time there. You'll have to understand their needs. So that's going to happen. So putting in efforts is very much there in your cards. You'll have to do that, but it's not a bad time. Jupiter will do very good for you, right? Now for Libra ascendants, Jupiter is going to go retrograde in your 8th house, and it is the lord of your 3rd and 6th house. So Jupiter is not a very good planet for you as it is, but when it goes retrograde in the 8th house, so 8th house, as we all know, is the house of research, is the house of your in-laws, sudden events. Sudden events can also be sudden winning of, sudden monetary gains through speculation, through lottery. So when especially, Jupiter in the 8th house aspects the 2nd house, which it is the Karaka of, and Jupiter in the 2nd house, obviously we spoke, it's about wealth management. So possibility, if your Dasha and Mahadasha and everything is good, possibility that you might actually gain a lot of wealth during this period, which can be completely non-conventional source, unexpected source, because that is the 8th house, right? 8th house represents things which are buried underneath, things which are completely in dark, right? So when 8th house gives you money, it's like completely unconventional. It doesn't happen in a traditional way or ways which we predict. It's like suddenly something happens and you'll get that money. So it can be lottery, it can be share market, it can be anything. So that is one good thing. Now your ties with your in-laws, you'll have to work on that, otherwise they'll get strained. You might have to work on your health. So if at all you have any health issues, this is the time wherein Jupiter says that you'll have to work on it, right? So now it's also aspecting the 12th house, the 2nd house and the 4th house. Possibility of change in your residence is indicated. If at all things are going in the direction, yes, it is indicated. So it might give you some health issues, expect you to work on it, right? If you are in the field of research, like you are doing your PhD or you are doing your masters, or you are involved in some project wherein a lot of research is required, then you might have to relook at the way you are actually dealing with that, because probably you are going in the wrong direction, and this retrograde motion of Jupiter will actually give you direction, that hey, you are doing your research or getting into details in the wrong direction, so change your direction and you will get success. So that course correction Jupiter will do. Sudden travel might happen and you might have to spend a lot of money for your travels, right? So this is about Libra ascendants. It is little tough, but I wouldn't say it's bad, but surely it's tough. Now for Scorpio ascendant people, this retrograde motion is happening in the 7th house. Jupiter is the lord of your 2nd and 5th house, and it is aspecting your 11th house, right? So Jupiter is the lord of your 2nd and 5th house. 2nd house is house of wealth. 5th house is also Lakshmi Sthan, they say. From 7th house, it also aspects the 11th house. So very much this transit is due to, it makes you focus on wealth. So 11th house again, you will have to, if you have longing desire to get that particular promotion, that particular role which you are due or you are aspiring for and you are eligible for, and if you are looking for increase in your income, which obviously you might be looking, because from 7th house it aspects the 11th house, and it is a lot of your 2nd and 5th house also, then this transit of Jupiter will actually give you those avenues wherein you can actually look for that particular role in your organization. You can start networking with people, because that is what Jupiter expects, because it is aspecting the 11th house. Start networking with people, start connecting with your team, start connecting with your bosses and people of authority. You will get very good response from them, and you will also get a lot of opportunities for your growth. You will get direction for your growth, right? So because it's going to a retrograde in your 7th house, what happens is, if you are married, then if your relationship with your partner is stressed, or you are into any relationship, if your relationship, if that relationship is having, it's a strained relationship, then this retrograde motion of Jupiter, because Jupiter is the Karaka of marriage also, so it will give you an opportunity to understand the pain points of your partner. So be open to understand that, because Jupiter is giving you that opportunity, and you can understand that during this period and start working on it, and thereby fix those issues. And if you were planning to start something new in your business, it was not happening, then retrograde motion in the 7th house will actually point out where the gap was, why that was not happening, or you started something new and it was not working out. Then this is the period to do the course correction, right? Retrograde period of any planet will always point out what are the shortcomings. It will make you work on it and then fix the things. And especially Jupiter, because it's a benefic planet, it will surely give you a lot of insight into what went wrong or what shortcomings are there, make you fix that, and then your business will actually get back on track, or it will start giving you profits. So try to understand the codes of Jupiter, what Jupiter is trying to tell you, right? So a good transit for Scorpio. Wealth management is on the card, so you will actually look at ways of savings, investing in good sources wherein you will get good returns. So all that is there. Wealth, Jupiter is going to give you good amount of wealth during this transit, right, the entire period. And retrograde motion especially will focus on that. You will be focusing on wealth, but apart from that, look out for opportunities. It's a good transit for Scorpio ascendant guys, right? Now for Sagittarius, the lord of your lagna is going retrograde in the 6th house, right? So whenever benefic planets like Jupiter, especially for you because it's lord of your lagna, goes retrograde in the 6th house, Jupiter is not very happy in the 6th house, because 6th house is the house of putting in efforts at your workplace. It represents your career also. It also represents litigations, struggle, competition, all those things. And it is quite averse to the philosophy of Jupiter, because Jupiter is about higher learning, it's about spirituality, right? So Jupiter is not very happy here, but nevertheless Jupiter has to adapt to the energy of the 6th house and start giving a result. So what that means is you will have to put in extra efforts. That is the expectation of Jupiter. So Jupiter in the 6th house, going retrograde in the 6th house, so from 6th house it aspects your 10th house. It is the lord of your 1st and 4th house, two best Kendra houses. So when it goes in the retrograde in the 6th house, what it shows you is that at your workplace, what all shortcomings are there. Where you are missing, what efforts, whether your efforts are going in the right direction. whether you are putting efforts in the right direction, what changes you need to do at your workplace so that your career will actually be quite progressive, right? So Jupiter will do that when it is in the 6th house. It will make you re-strategize your outlook, your ideology towards the work, towards the project, towards your colleagues, right? So it's going to do the course correction on that front, that what improvement you need to do at your workplace so that your progress will be at a good pace. People who are looking out for new opportunities, surely you will get new opportunity. But again, if you are changing your job just because you are frustrated at your workplace, then you need to actually introspect, because you might get the same set of conditions in the new job also. So what happens whenever Jupiter is in the 6th house? It will give you work opportunity. But if you are, new opportunities at your workplace, changing jobs. But if you are changing job just because you are frustrated here, or you are not able to handle the situation, you are not able to understand, how to progress, or you don't have any clarity on that. Just because of that, if you are changing your job, what happens is you will get the same set of challenges at your new workplace too, right? So if you are getting a good package and good status or promotion, then you can actually change a job. But keep in mind that the same work conditions will be there. You will have to deal with it, right? So till Jupiter is in your 6th house, you will have to deal with this kind of things. So keep that in mind. Also for Sagittarius ascendant guys, you might have to spend more time with your mother or your elders. They might be expecting that, or situations might arise where you'll have to spend time with them, right? So do spend time, do take care of them if the situation arises, right? So if any court cases were pending, then during this period you will see that things are going in a different direction altogether and there is no clarity. But nothing to worry, as time progresses, it will come back on track. So for at least couple of months, you might get a feeling that things are going out of your hand, but you'll have to put efforts, but it will come back on track, right? So it's a good one for you, Sagittarius, but you'll have to put in efforts. You'll have to rethink, re-strategize all your efforts and everything, right? A time for introspection, we can say. So opportunities will surely come your way. Now for Capricorn ascendant guys, this retrograde is happening in your 5th house, and Jupiter is a lot of your 3rd and 12th house. So obviously it's not a very good planet for your ascendant, right? So it's a functional malefic, we can say. So when it goes retrograde in the 5th house, what happens is, for students, they'll have some tough time during this period. It might be a period of frustration, because you'll not be clear on if you are going for competitive exams, then you'll not be clear how to crack the exam. The clarity will be lacking. Even your relation and people who have children, relationship with your children might have to be revisited, because you'll have to understand their expectations, which might be quite different. So they might be expecting something which you might not understand. So all these things you will have to handle, right? So those who are into speculation business, especially during this period, you will have to be very careful about your investments, whether they are going in the right direction. And if you are going to invest, do it wisely. Don't do it out of proportion. I mean, be careful where you are investing your amount, because again, Jupiter in Taurus is all about money, like we discussed. So be very careful where you are investing your money, and only when you are clear, when you are confident, that is when you actually invest your money, right? Now it is aspecting the 9th and 11th house, then surely it indicates you will have to put in efforts to actually make your future, because it's aspecting the ninth house. Travel is indicated during this period. So if you were planning to travel and it didn't happen, then surely you can plan for travel. It's also aspecting your 11th house. Like I said, you'll have to be careful with your, because this 511 axis will now get activated, and you'll have to be careful with your investment, surely, right? So people who are involved in some loving affairs, or people who are about to get married, so you will have to slow down a bit, because again the same thing applies, that you will have to understand the needs of your partner. Probably you are missing out something and the relationship might get strained. So try to understand their needs, try to fix things during this period, and then things will be okay. So if you neglect the needs of your partner, then things might go wrong, right? So not a very good time for Capricorn ascendant, I would say. You will surely have to work hard during this period. You will have to be mindful that Jupiter is going retrograde in your 5th house, and try to understand the needs or the demands of Jupiter and work in that direction, right? Now for Aquarius ascendant, Jupiter is the lord of your 11th and 2nd house. So Jupiter is the Karaka of wealth for your ascendant, and obviously Jupiter is also originally the Karaka of 2nd and 11th house, right? And like we discussed, this transit is all about wealth, right? So this period is going to be good one, because Jupiter is going retrograde in your 4th house. So again, it's about wealth management. It indicates increase in your monetary gains. If you were actually looking out for new job opportunity, this is the right time. Anything, if you are planning to start from your home specifically, which can be anything, like some business starting from your home, or it can be a YouTube channel or anything, or you might have planned to do some consulting in your free time, or after you come back from work. This is the right time. Don't miss that opportunity. You'll surely get success in that. So new avenues of monetary gains will come before you, so be mindful of that. If you are planning to start something in parallel to your job or to your business, start working in that direction, because it's a wonderful time for you, right? So again, your mother might need attention, meaning probably she's missing you, or she might have certain needs which you might have to understand, and you will do that and reconnect with your mother. Or probably her health might need your attention. So yes, you can actually connect with your mother, you can take care of her health, and things will be very good. So if you were planning to build a house, purchase a car, or purchase some land or some property, then you need to slow down a little bit during this period, because the retrograde motion in the 4th house might not give you clarity on what you need to do. So unless you are very clear on what you need to do, slow down a bit, and as soon as you touch 2025, things will be much clear, right? It will be much clear. And be mindful that the lord of your ascendant is also retrograde in your lagna, and it's just 1.5 months. So 15th of November it's going to go direct, and after that you'll feel fresh, a fresh set of confidence in you. Your personality will be very attractive, you'll become very powerful, you'll feel that within inside, right? You'll feel very comfortable inside, you will get a lot of clarity, and once that is in place, whatever decisions you'll take will be in the right direction, right? So wait for Saturn to go direct, and then probably you can actually look into purchasing property, building new house, or purchase of vehicle, right? So you'll have much more clarity during that period. But this retrograde motion of Jupiter is going to be amazing for you. New sources of income will come before you, or you had planned for something, some new business. And especially, like I said, if you were planning to start something from home, this is the right time. So be mindful of that. Grab any opportunity which is coming before you, and you'll see very good gains coming your way. Very good gains during this period. Right? It also aspects your 8th house, your 10th house. So 10th house, obviously it's going to give you new set of opportunities. So when it aspects the 8th house, your relationship with your in-laws might be strained, or if they were strained, this is the opportunity for you to fix the things, right? People who are interested in occult astrology, this is a good time for you to get into that and start learning things. So overall, for Aquarius Ascendant, it's a good time of monetary gains. So be mindful, grab the opportunity which is coming your way, right? Now coming finally to Pisces Ascendant, Jupiter is going retrograde in the 3rd house. It's a lot of your 10th and 1st house, 2 best Kendra houses. It aspects the 7th, 9th and 11th houses. Very good aspects. Now the only thing is, when Jupiter goes retrograde, or whenever Jupiter is in the 3rd house, it's again, Jupiter is not very comfortable, because 3rd house is house of putting in lot of efforts, starting something new ventures, right? Short distance travel, communication. So it's kind of different from the philosophy of Jupiter, and Jupiter is not very comfortable there. But Jupiter adapts to that energy. So it is not comfortable, but it tries to adapt to that energy, right? But because it is a lot of your ascendant, so what's going to happen is, it is a lot of your 10th house, 1st house. If you are looking for a job change, it will happen with lot of efforts. Same thing applies, if you are looking for promotion, you are planning to shift to a new department, it will surely happen. But be mindful that during this retrograde period, you will have to put in a lot of efforts initially to understand the new domain or the new environment. Until you are comfortable, you adapt to that new environment, you will have to put in a lot of efforts. So this is kind of fixed. Putting in a lot of efforts is kind of fixed, but these efforts will give you very good returns. They are going to give you very good returns in the long term, right? So if you are looking for opportunity, surely you will get, but be prepared to do a lot of hard work, right? It's aspecting the 7th house. So again, if you are looking for marriage, because it aspects the 7th and 11th house, it is better you wait for some time till 2025, and when things are very clear, that is when actually you will get a lot of clarity. So try, keep searching for your partner, your soulmate, right? But things will happen only in 2025. Now Saturn is retrograde in your Lagna, also aspecting the 10th house. So Saturn again indicates putting in a lot of efforts, being disciplined, networking, right? And Jupiter going retrograde in the 10th house, because it is a lot of your 10th house, also kind of indicates putting in a lot of efforts. So at least till 15th of November, till Saturn is retrograde, you will have to put in a lot of efforts. And once Saturn goes direct, you will see a lot of relief, right? You will feel relieved. But again, Jupiter is there, which will push you to put extra efforts. So overall, it's a wonderful transit for Pisces, but again, you will have to put in a lot of effort. So that part is there, right? So guys, these were my thoughts on the retrograde motion of Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. So if you like my video, you can subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with another video. Thank you so much.